Welcome back to the Past Precedent. I'm your host Herodotus, and this is the overview for Project Zero, how to build an effective timeline. More specifically, the 53 most important historical dates in Western civilization. I'm calling it Project Zero because it'll be the foundation for all subsequent projects, or ground zero for all future projects. And here, we'll be building an effective timeline by establishing and memorizing anchor dates. What are anchor dates? Well, some events come up so often in history, their dates naturally become recognizable, and I call them anchor dates, like 1929, 1865, 1776, etc. If you memorize important dates and use them as milestones, you can more easily sew the broad story of history together. Then, as you continue to learn more histories in depth, you can effectively add new information into this established framework. Of course, you can always do this on your own, but if you'd like to follow along as I do it, subscribe to this channel and watch the magic happen. For this project specifically, I decided to pick one major event from every century in the history of Western civilization, 53 centuries in total, and discuss them in their context and highlight why they're important. Quick side note, I've already picked all 53 dates, but I'm curious what dates you'd pick and why, and if we pick the same dates. So put your picks in the comment section if you'd like. A little hint, none of the dates I mentioned made the official list. We'll start in the 32nd century BCE and end in our 21st century CE. I thought about doing it for all of world history, and I started to do it, but it's just too broad to be effective. You'll get more out of it if we narrow it down to Western civilization first. Then we, or you, can always add more world events in the future. And if you're not sure what Western civilization is, I would say, even though it can get complicated, a basic answer just to get us started is it's the history of Europe and its colonies with its origins in the ancient Near East. Which means you'll get a decent sense of the events that define the ancient Near East, the Greco-Roman era, medieval Europe, and the modern West. And I started this project with only these three sources to mirror how anyone would start understanding history. And I'll be citing dozens and dozens more to get the context right, and those citations will be in the description of each video. The main goals for beginners are to memorize the anchor dates, understand its context, and why it's important. And when this project is done, every century will suddenly have meaning to you, and it'll be up to you to expand on it or not. Either way, you'll have a foundation that'll be with you for the rest of your life. And I know you guys will be having questions, and I'll be answering them in the comment section, but only for a couple hours a week. I'm doing all this in my limited free time, so I've had to organize everything into a rigid schedule so I'm able to effectively compile my research, write my scripts, film, edit, answer your questions, and post these videos on a weekly or bi-monthly basis. So, as of April 2022, I've scheduled Monday evenings to answer your questions. If that ever changes, I'll let you know. If I can't get to your questions, hopefully someone else who knows their stuff can do it for me. And this brings me to my second goal of this project. As I mentioned in my intro videos to this channel, I also want to promote discussion and interview historians. I'm creating these videos to help others, but I also want them to be a lightning rod to broaden the discussion. So if you know a lot already, please engage in the comment section by answering questions, offering deeper insights, and citing new sources. And soon enough, I'll start focusing on interviewing historians to help bolster the understanding of the topics discussed in this project. And I'll post those interviews on this channel, and maybe I'll format it for a podcast. Of course, I want to pay them for their time and knowledge, so any type of support from you will be appreciated. Links are in the description to donate. Finally, to wrap up this project, I'll create a few conclusion videos to highlight what we've learned through our discussions, how we've expanded its historiography, and answer any remaining questions. When this entire project is completed, it will become a useful resource for anyone to begin or expand their journey through history with accessible and credible resources. In my next video, I'll take you to where history began, but if you're discovering me for the first time, go check out my 2 intro videos if you want to learn more about this channel and how to discuss history properly. And of course, subscribe and like, donate money if you're able, click the notification so you know when the next video is up, and I'll see you then.